this video, you'll be watching an excerpt from our Revit intro class. The topics we'll be covering are visibility graphic overrides and hiding elements. Okay, so I'm back in my project. The first method of hiding an object is a right-click hide in view. So for example, let's say I want to hide my toilet. I can select the toilet, right-click, hide in view. And then there's three options. You can hide the single element, that one toilet. You can hide the whole category, so all the plumbing fixtures, or you can use the filter window. So I want to hide just that single element. It disappears. So if it disappears like that, how would I know that it disappeared? How would I get it back? Down at the bottom of your screen, there is a light bulb. And if you hover, it's called Reveal Hidden Elements. Click the light bulb. It's a lot of magenta. Any hidden elements will now appear in magenta. There's also a magenta outline on your model space. So we'll see that toilet is hidden, the couch is hidden, the TV stand and TV are hidden. To get those hidden items back, you can select the item, go to the ribbon, and there's a button to unhide the element. If you had used hide by category, there's an unhide category. So we'll go ahead and unhide the element. Once it becomes like the grayish color, that means it's not hidden anymore. And then down at the bottom, I can click the light bulb to go back to normal. So that is probably one of the easiest methods, is use that light bulb, find it, unhide it. Second method, this is the most common method, is visibility graphics. So visibility graphics overrides is a window that is unique in every single view. Like I could have something hidden in my floor plan, but showing in the site plan. Or I could have it hidden in the site plan, but showing in the floor plan. Kind of like layers, you can turn things on and off, and it's unique in every single viewport, right? So this is unique in every single view. To open visibility graphics, there's a bunch of different ways. There is the shortcut, VV opens visibility graphics. VG also opens visibility graphics. In the properties window, if you have nothing selected, it will be properties of that view. So this is properties of the floor plan view. And then we have a button, visibility graphics overrides has an edit button right here. So this edit button will also open that window. And then the last method, on the view tab on the left, we have visibility graphics. So that's, I think, 4 different methods to get to this window. Any method is fine. Have it open. So again, it's similar to layers, but instead of layers that we create, we have categories. So for example, actually, let me make it a little smaller so we can look at my model at the same time. We have a model category tab. Let's scroll down to the very bottom and let's turn off walls. So right now, walls has a check mark, which means walls are being displayed. If I click the wall check mark, the walls do not have a check mark anymore. If I hit apply, it will keep this window open, but apply the change in the view. Notice the walls disappeared. If I want them back, I can check walls again, apply, walls come back. Okay, so similar to layers, check, uncheck is the same as on, off, right? Not only can you turn things on and off, you can also override certain properties. So for example, the walls have a color. And if I look here, lines, patterns, transparency, there's a projection category and there's a cut category. I always forget what it is in the floor plan. I'm thinking it's probably cut, but I don't know for sure. We'll find out. You can override the original object style. The original object style said to make it a black line, right? Let's try cut. I'm going to go to this override button for the lines. instead of this color, well, right now it actually says no override, but instead of the no override, I'm going to pick red. Okay. You can override the pattern. You can override the line weight. I'm just going to do the color. Okay. And apply. Yes, I was right. It was cut because we're in the floor plan. So I was able to override that color. This override only affects this floor plan. It does not affect any other view. If you want to make a change that affects every view, you would do that through manage object styles, right? Kind of like changing a layer would be affecting every single view. But in this case, this is called visibility graphic overrides. It only overrides this particular view. So when I go back to the original color, I can click that again and pick clear overrides and okay, and apply. And so now it's back to normal. We also have this column for halftone. So if I want it to be a little bit gray instead of black, the walls can have a halftone, apply. See, they're grayed out. And I can uncheck that, apply. And level of detail can also be overridden. So right now, my entire view has a fine level of detail. So let's say I want to keep most things showing the fine level of detail. However, I want the walls to not show the hatch pattern. So I want the walls to be coarse. So changing the walls to coarse, apply, and now we don't see the hatch pattern. Everything else has a fine level of detail, just the walls are coarse. So that's something that I probably take advantage of. But let's switch it back to by view. So it's going to follow the setting down here, apply. And then if you're working on text, dimensions, tags, things like that, there's an annotation tab. So in here, again, like maybe I don't want to show the dimensions. I can find, okay, so dimensions does have its own category. I can uncheck dimensions, apply. And so all the dimensions have been turned off. And I can check it again, apply. All the dimensions came back. And let's see, imported categories is a tab for, so it's more advanced, but imported categories is if you bring in a CAD file. So if you know, in CAD, we'll call it X referencing. In Revit, we'll call it linking. So if you link a CAD file, all the CAD layers will show up in here. And then you can check and uncheck specific layers. You can override the colors of those layers, etc. Halftone, I use halftone a lot for CAD files. Filter, you can create a specific filter for things. So for example, model category, if I wanted to turn off doors, I would have to turn off the entire category. Every single door would be turned off when I apply that. So let's say I don't want to turn off every single door. I only want to turn off the exterior door or something like that, right? I can go and create a filter just for that, for exterior doors, or maybe just for interior doors. So I'll go to filter. Let's try this together. In the filter tab, we can click add. And we want to make a new filter. We can click edit new. This might be advanced, but I'll just show you anyways. And then we have to pick from this list first, or so we have to create one first. There's a button here with this yellow star to create a new filter. We're going to give it a name. Let's call this interior doors. So I'm creating this filter called interior doors, and I'm going to define the rules. Click OK. So that name shows up on the left. Make sure interior doors is selected. And then I'm going to have to start from some kind of category. I'm going to start with the door category. Door. So that's my starting point. And then over here, I want to kind of narrow that down. So for this particular filter, I want to include doors that have a family and type. Let's do that have a type name that is equal to, and these are all the ones in my project. And again, I don't know for sure which one's which, but let's just pick a few. Let's say I want to include the 30 by 80 as an interior door. And then let's say there's a few more. So I'm going to add another rule, doors that have another type name that are equal to, oh, and, okay, instead of and, I think I should be or. That's what I should have done. So it could be this type or this type. It doesn't need to be both. So instead of and, I should have done or. So or 30 by 80 and 36 by 80. And now it's added into the filter list. If it doesn't show up here, you can always click add, select it, and click OK. That'll add it to this list. So it is added here. Right now, it's enabling the filter and it's visible in my drawing. If I don't want them to be visible, I can uncheck and click OK. There we go. I got some of them to disappear. What's this one? 36 by 84. So visibility graphics, filter, edit, add rule, type name that equals 36 by 84. Okay, so now I have 3 of them in here and it's an or. There we go. I picked too much. This exterior one I got rid of by accident, but I got most of them. And just the concept is what I want you guys to get from this. So you can create a filter that doesn't include the entire category, just more specific items. And you can use that to turn those items on or off with this visibility button. You can use it to override certain things like color and pattern and halftone. So maybe I want to show them, but I want them to be halftone. Do that. So these are now a gray color instead of a black color. CAD Masters offers online and classroom training for a variety of Autodesk software. For more information, go to www.cadmasters.com or give us a call at 925-939-1378.